Okay, so my grandfather started Detroit's first tortilla manufacturing business and also its first Mexican restaurant. So he founded La Michoacana and Mexican Village, both I think around 1945. And they're still in operation today. I think between the two of them, they employ close to 100 people. My father and his siblings grew up in that business, and so when my dad reached adulthood, he started his own tortilla manufacturing business with my mom. She had an opportunity arise where the owners of the donut shop across the street from this location wanted to get out of the business and hand it off to the next generation or whatever it was going to be. And they offered it up to an experienced and respected person in our community, which was my mom. But my mom couldn't do the deal for XYZ reason. But she said, you know what, this might be a good opportunity for my son to, test his leadership skills and see if what he thinks about business is actually what it's all about. So she pawned it off to me, and somehow or another I was able to get the deal done so that I could purchase the donut shop. And man, that was an experience in of itself because there are a lot of requirements there. And at the time I was 25 years old, so imagine going to a bank and having them try and lend the money to get it done. But I was able to do it. And here I am 4 years later. When a business has been around for like 40 or 50 years, they're doing something right. The community starts to associate with that name like a brand, kind of. When they think of Donut Villa, they have a very specific idea of what they're getting and where they're going into. And so I didn't want to alter that. I still wanted to maintain this community feel, and I wanted it to be the same because it's a business that's been in operation for over like 45 years. For me to just buy it, come in and just start changing everything, that's a recipe for disaster. So when I first bought the business, I wanted to make sure that everything stayed the same and that I learned it and was able to kind of identify, okay, where can I grow and still kind of maintain that Donut Villa identity for the community. When you're serving food and you're preparing food, it's something that is like, you got to take it very seriously and treat it with love because, it's at the end of the day, it's something that someone's going to be consuming. You know what I mean? It's not an auto part, even though we're, the Motor City, right? And you can just take a muffler and throw it on the, pile them up. We can't really do that with food and donuts. And so when you're doing that and you're creating something out of love and out of passion, right? You just develop naturally a relationship with people. And because there's trust there that has to go there in between both parties, but above trust, you want to be serving something that you yourself are proud of and would want to eat. Really, Southwest Detroit is just an incredible community of people. It's a great place to do business. There's a lot of resources, and the organizations at large, I guess, within the Southwest community, they really help you out when you're starting out. And so from there, it's part of a greater narrative at large, which is Detroit's resurgence in the last, probably about 10 or 15 years. There's been a lot of investment and a lot of really great things that have been happening in the city. There's a lot of context there, though, because there are a lot of community concerns when development comes around. And so we have to be respectful and understand those as well. So it's about growing and being a part of that shift in Detroit, but at the same time, being respectful of the community and making sure that I'm considering them in what I'm doing, and that's for the city as well, at large. Being a part of a Latin community, majority Latin community here in Southwest Detroit, Latino, it's the bomb. It really is. So it's a culture that I grew up in. It's a very vibrant place to be, and there's a lot of diversity in terms of food and people and experience. A lot of people that work in this area as well. You got from the construction worker all the way up to the CEO. So it's just a wonderful group of people here that make up this community. The previous owners, they shared with me all these experiences. They tried to do pizza and coney dogs and tacos or this or that, and after they have already tried everything over the last 40 years, and they told me, look, we tried it, it's not working. What works is donuts and coffee. Stick with the donuts and coffee. I said, okay, simple enough. And so there's lots of really great Mexican bakeries in the area, and they make just tons of specialty breads that I don't make. You know, the only thing that I make at the donut shop at Donut Villa is donuts and coffees. I'm Gabriel Gutierrez, and my business is Donut Villa.